Hey everybody, christopherodd here. Today we're starting a new series on a game that just released. It's called Dream Engine's Nomad Cities, and it's releasing in early access today. What is this? This is a survival city builder. Best way I can describe it is it combines Factorio with the automation. They are billions with the defense and the waves that attack you, and kind of don't starve in terms of how you're looking for different resources around the map. There is some combat, there's city building, there's automation. It's got it all. And then, on top of that, really cool art style. Like, this is right up my alley. Love this steampunk, Tim Burton-esque approach. And it's just beautiful. The music's great. Oh, it's awesome. Let's get started. We're going to play a new game here. Right now, we can pick one of two tribes if we unlock enough stuff, but since we're just starting, that doesn't happen yet. There will be more tribes as well throughout early access. This is the Junk Lords tribe. They're the masters of scrap, where other tribes see only old world garbage and unexceptional blue boxes. They see treasure. Their expertise in finding and making use of every little piece of scrap proves very useful in restoring and maintaining an ancient nomad city. So you can see these different stats associated with them. Build costs are reduced, loot amounts are increased, and demolish refunds are increased as well. So happy to have it. Cool little biopic there. In terms of difficulties, I think we're just going to stick on still learning. There's a ton of different ones, but I mean, we're just going to be rocking through this for the first time, so who knows. We'll leave all of these as default. We'll enable the tutorial because there is quite a bit to learn, and this way you guys can all be on the same page. And let's rock and roll, shall we? What should we name this nomad city? Let's call this Doomed to be Sure. Okay, welcome to Dream Engines. This tutorial is going to guide you through the basic controls. This is only a guide, does not affect the game, so you can still lose if your city gets destroyed during the tutorial. Current objectives appear in the top right. Press F1 to show the tutorial for the current objectives once again. As Overseer, you control Tiny, an ancient armored exploration unit. WASD keys to move, and the Tiny will always face towards the mouse pointer, as you notice. Use the mouse scroll wheel to zoom in or out. Nailed it. Hold the middle mouse button to move the mouse and rotate your camera. Then you can press N to go back to the default view. So let's go ahead and rotate. There we go. Use the left mouse button to use Tiny's melee attack. Press and hold to attack continuously. There we go. And then right mouse button for a crossbow. And this is going to come in very handy. Well done, you've received the following rewards. Now, Flux, this is our first kind of resource. Take note in the top left there. The basis of all dream tech, this substance is extracted from the dream realm and can warp reality to make unphysical things happen. This is a global resource, does not require transportation. Okay. If you forget something, you can review previous tutorials in the journal window, J. Now let's build some houses for your workers. Yeah, let's do that. There's two main input modes. Management mode is used for building and managing. Combat mode is used when exploring the map and for fighting enemies. Press spacebar to switch between modes and open the management mode. So right now we're in combat mode. We can freely move around, fight, and get into a lot of trouble. If we go into here, then we're in management mode. And when we do this, clicking around won't trigger any attacks. In management mode, the main toolbar appears at the bottom and the build menu in the bottom left. As I said, mouse clicks don't trigger anything. By default, switching to management mode also switches to top-down view, which makes sense because when we're placing our buildings on this grid, we have the availability to kind of see what we're placing things around. You can change this default behavior in the settings window. You can also manually switch between top-down and regular view at any time. Now, when I did my testing, I did notice that sometimes it is nicer to be in that more isometric angled view versus just top down. So we're going to select the house button, click on the map to place 2 of the building. So first down here, we've got different sections for the buildings that we have access to currently. We'll unlock more as we go. We're going to follow this tutorial pretty heavily, but let's get started with building a couple of houses. So you can see here these houses cost 18 wood, and they store the resource we call people. Weird. Increases worker capacity, requires a regular supply of food. There's maintenance. The green thing is actually food, and then there's some power as well. Now, I like to kind of go into this view just to see what is the front of the house, just so I can have a nice, organized little life. You know what I mean? And we can rotate this with the bracket keys. So let's face these all into maybe the center of the city here. And we'll build 2 of these. Now you need to set up transportation to deliver food to the houses. Select the infrastructure category in the build menu and select rails. Then click and drag to build rails from an empty tile next to the city core to an empty tile next to the houses. Note, rail carts can only travel in one direction. Make sure you drag and build the rails from the core to the houses and not the other way around. All right, so let me go back over here, get rid of that, and let's start building rails. So we're gonna build these from here, and if I set up kind of like a row of housing here, then I can just have one rail that disperses all throughout. So let me run it through here. Now create an exit that will output food to the rail system. Click and drag as if placing rails from inside the building to the adjacent rail tile. Select the food item to send out. We've already done that. That's just saying we could have placed these things on these middle tiles and then created an exit from our kind of city center. And we're going to be sending food that powers people. This weird resource, these people. Next, create an entrance to deliver the food from the rail. Click and drag as if placing rails into the house. Same idea. We just did that in one step. Now repeat this so the food is delivered to both houses and wait for the food to arrive. Now we could just drag multiple exits, but what I'm going to do is run this across and then run this in like so. And then if we expand, we can be delivering food on one rail. And they gave us some wood for this. Strong yet lightweight wood used in many construction and crafting recipes in the Nomad Cities. Produced at the Wood Warper from Bloodwood logs, which we'll learn about soon. Next, prepare to explore the city's surroundings. Equip some repair kits in case Tiny takes damage. So the repair kits are in the city core. To open the building window, left click on it while in management mode, which we are in. So this is the building window. You can click on all of these different buildings that we're going to create, and there's a bunch of stuff going on inside. You can see what's stored in each building. You can see what they're producing, how efficient it is, etc., so on and so forth. Hold shift and click on the repair kit to grab the entire stack. So you can see here in storage, we've got some food. We have some planks. We have some feather stone, and we have the makeshift repair kit. So we're going to take all of this with us. Now assign the repair kit to a quick slot. Press I to open the character window. Let's go ahead and do that. Click on the empty quick bar slots in the character area, then choose the item you wish to assign. Okay, so let's go here. We'll just put it in 1, and we'll put the makeshift repair kit in there, and we're laughing. All right, you receive the following rewards. More repair kits. Thank you very much, tutorial. Now, let's get some raw materials so you can construct more buildings. Explore the areas near the city and search for a Bloodwood node. Remember to switch to combat mode before leaving the city. So remember, if we're in this management mode, right-clicking or left-clicking doesn't do anything. We hit space, and now we're out of that, and we're ready to roll, okay? So let's go exploring, shall we? We'll see if we can find a Bloodwood resource patch. Oh, that's cool. Here's our little guys that are going to come and attack us. We can take damage. We can get overrun pretty easily. There's quite a few of them. But we're pretty much an expert already, so that's good. Now, this is not the resource patch that we're looking for. We're looking for Bloodwood. Yeah, that works really well, actually, the crossbow. Okay, we'll grab whatever we're grabbing here. There's a bunch of different parts down here. I'm sure that all of those will get explained to us at some point. But I might as well take them while I'm here. There's a very short kind of vacuum range for those. So I'll try to make sure I'm not forgetting too much as we run through here. Okay. We're getting pretty far from the base. I'm going to start exploring some other areas. I don't want to get too far away. Let me grab these first. I don't want to get too far away before we get into too much trouble. This music gives this sense of calm, and it's going to catch me off guard, I'm sure, when things go wrong. Can't wait. Milestone achieved. Reach city-size outpost. Okay. So as we are building more houses, our population slowly grows as we supply with food. And we hit these different milestones. Oh, jeez. We hit different milestones that unlock different technologies. You can see we're taking a little bit of damage there. If we want to repair, let's just see. Repaired, and we're full up, which is really nice. Looks like there's a little cooldown as well. Okay. Where? Oh my god. There's so many. Can I get a bloodwood patch somewhere? Anywhere, please. There we go, baby. There we go. Okay. Now, maps are all randomly generated every time. There's different seeds, so things are going to appear in different places every time you play. You can share those seeds, I think, and load up a specific map. There's the resource node. Now build a harvester, switch to management mode, click on the resource to open its window, and then click on the bloodwood cutter button. Now, I will do that, but I got to clear this first. And we have this nice little choke point here. Oh, but we have so many enemies. All right, beautiful. There's some up north there as well. Maybe I'll just clear that in case we get attacked. Better safe than sorry, I always say. Taking a little bit of a wallop. Let's just get a repair kit in there. So it appears to heal us for about 25%, which is nice. So here's the bloodwood node. Now we can build a gatherer rate on it, and it's going to cost a certain amount of our special resource there. We also got more of the flux for doing that. Thank you. You're now collecting logs. Before you can use them, they need to be refined into planks and transferred to storage. Logs and most other raw materials cannot be taken with you when you fly away, while refined materials can. Now, this is a core mechanic of the game that I haven't reached in my small amount of testing, but the idea here is that we're going to be like flying our little city away. So the way that we build things and what we're storing in our actual city tiles all matters. We'll have to take that into account a little bit later. Planks are produced from logs at a wood warper. It needs to be within your power area, so it's better to build near the city. Build some of these and place rails to send them logs from the harvester. Okay, so we have a little ground to cover here, but this is where the kind of automation comes in. I suppose I could go the way that we came and not have to fight anything else. But what fun is that? Let's just clear this area. It's less to worry about later. And let's just throw another little repair in here as well. I'll grab all of this. Thank you. And, oh, here's actually a much closer one. We'll go ahead and maybe build here. It's going to cost us 40, but like that's more than fine. That's totally cool. Look how close it was. I like doing things the hard way. That's fine. Okay, so we want to build not that. We're looking for a wood warper. So it wants us to build 3 of these. Let's go ahead and just build these on the outskirts here. Let's try and find, which way do we want to place these? Maybe something like that. Okay, so we got 3 going. Now we need to supply them from here. So let's run this over like so. And then I'm gonna try and fill each of these in that same section. Like this and like this. Beautiful. That'll do. Yeah, awesome. Okay, so now we're just waiting for these to hit, and we'll let it guide us to what we want to do next. Spoiler alert, it's going to want us to put an exit from these into our center storage here, so we can start populating this thing with wood. I don't think I need to be carrying any of this. I'm going to start transferring some of this over. Nightmare juice is what we were picking up. Featherstone. Live wire, old world scraps, and drep dust. Perfect. You'll later unlock resource drop-off buildings. Those will let you automate delivery of raw materials, and you won't have to build so many rails. Now, build some rails to send planks from the warpers into your city core for storage, then wait for some planks to be produced. Easy peasy. Okay, so let's start throwing this in. I guess we could do something similar where we come out of each of them and just run down like this. I think that looks pretty clean. There will definitely be some backup there, but that's fine. You can see here going into the houses, it's the same kind of deal. They'll just take it when they need it. It's jammed, but I don't think that's a huge problem, especially feeding into these houses. Well done, you've received the following rewards. Some bloodwood planks. Thank you. Wood production will keep you supplied with planks to support your construction efforts. As you explore, keep your eye out for additional resource nodes. Once a resource node's depleted, it will produce at half speed. Now, we're already one step ahead of the game because we found one super far. Now, increase your city population level to unlock some more buildings. To increase your city level, you need to reach a population of 21. Your city core will produce new citizens, workers, as long as housing is available. Build more housing to increase your population capacity. All right. Now, skipping a little bit ahead, we can actually move buildings with the M tool if we wanted. And I'm just looking at how these buildings look. I kind of want to keep them somewhat similar, but it doesn't appear that it's letting me lock that in the way that I want. So let's just leave it. That's fine. Let's go here and let's put a few more buildings in. Yeah, see, it is kind of doing it, but like it's a little different on each one. But that's fine. Let's do this one. Rotate it back. When you unlock new options, you can see information about them in the Dream Archives. Press tab to open the archives. Yeah, will do. Thanks for the wood. In order to be more efficient in exploring, gathering, and defending, you need better equipment. Before you can craft new weapons or armor, you have to perform some research, but you can already craft some more repair kits. Press C to open the crafting window, select the makeshift repair kit, and click the craft button. You may need to get some more planks first. See, this is killing my OCD, but it looks like each of the buildings, like some of them have unique looks, which is, I kind of like that actually. Let's supply each of these with food. We'll run these in. And I don't know if we have one here. So let's do that. People are dying. See tooltip above minimap. Okay, that's probably because we weren't supplying it with food, but now it's handled. Let's do a repair kit in crafting. So we're gonna get a bunch of different equipment here. Right now we only have the repair kit, which is fine. Takes 2 wood, 15 flux. Let's go for it. And let's just craft up to, let's say, so we have 15. You should see to your food supplies next. They won't last forever. First step in food production is growing raw food. A few per potato farm should do the trick. All right, cool. So if we take a look in here, you can see we have a certain amount of food that's just in storage from when we started this little colony. But that's going to be gone eventually. We have to keep that filled. It also said we can expand our range with Tesla towers there, which is pretty self-explanatory. Let's go here and set up some potato farms. It says we need 3 of them. How do I want to run these? Let's see. Maybe we just do this on the outskirts. I could kind of keep, like, if we keep this side to production and growing, and then down here, I could even run this rail around and maybe hit, maybe put more housing. Actually, what I should probably do is eventually move these all up one, because then I could do a rail here and have additional housing behind. But we can worry about that later. For now, let's get 3 of these bad boys going. Now I'll build a food plant and set up rails to transport potatoes from the farm and then send the produced food to the city core storage. As your population grows, you'll need to be producing more food. You can build more farms for the food plant to reach full efficiency. You can see input and output amount per cycle in the production UI when interacting with buildings. So if we go over here, we want to go into the food plant, and I guess we can just touch this one in here. I think that's going to be fine. And maybe just to keep it clean, instead of running the rails in here, I'll run them out this back side. Actually, Yeah, I'll run it out this backside. Like so. And these all go into here, and then this will just go straight in. I do need to place exits from each of these. So now the raw potatoes are going into the food plant to make food, and then into our main storage. Now we can build research labs. So we've hit 30 population here. Use labs to research technologies and unlock new buildings, upgrades, and other bonuses. Oh, we will. Thank you very much. Okay, so this is saying, let's go into here. This is saying insufficient resources because nothing has come in yet, but it's going to take the raw food and create the normal food that people can eat. To keep the city running, you'll need more than food and wood. You'll also need to produce enough power and flux. Flux is used to operate most of your machines, and it also is used to build new buildings, craft equipment, and later perform research. You'll need a lot of it. Houses produce some flux, but you'll need more than that. The flux vats can produce flux and don't require any food. Build some of these outside your city. Their most basic production recipe doesn't require any raw materials, so don't worry about where you put them. Yeah, I like that. Thank you. So, let's find... I need to get... Where is it? Flux vats. Where's my flux vats? Right here, flux vats? Okay, beautiful. It distills flux. So it says we can build them outside our city. One thing sometimes I get stuck is moving this top-down view because I realize I have to control this little dude. But let's just put these, say, here. Build 3 of them. Power is not needed to build new buildings, but it's essential to operate existing ones. Make sure your power production is always positive. So we can see up here. You can produce power at the power generator. Like flux, its most basic recipe does not require any raw materials, but these cannot be built too close to each other. Build some power generators outside your city. All right, so let's get a power generator here. This wants to be outside the city. Now this red zone, we can't build. This is basically showing us our power range, which does go outside our core city tiles a little bit. But let's build one here, and you can see that blocks us access from building another one. Let's put the other, let's say down here. This will work for now. You're almost ready to start exploring on your own. Before that, you should understand the core concept of building inside or outside the city. Since your city can fly, this is a big deal, there's advantages to building inside it. You can take these buildings with you. Space and carry weight, however, are more limited, so you'll need to prioritize what you build in the city. Most of the basic buildings are cheap and take up a lot of space, which makes them better fit to be built outside and scrapped before you leave. So, something to keep in mind, I guess, for the future. Basic buildings are cheap, take up space, and we could build them outside. Now, I don't know if that's like the farms or... I assume most of the things that we've built so far are cheap and easy buildings. That could be scrapped. I don't know if housing would be considered that, but we'll see as we go. In the long run, however, you'll want to be able to take more and more of your industry with you when you fly away. So some more expensive buildings or upgraded versions of the basic ones should be built inside the city. All right, so we'll try and keep that in mind. Luckily, most of these buildings are built in a way that allows you to easily move them, which we kind of did before. After you move the building, you have to set their entrances and exits once again. This is the end of the tutorial. These are just the very basic controls. Your goal in this alpha is to find a way to establish a permanent settlement. Your first goal should be to grow your population to unlock the research lab. Additional features and mechanics such as research, infrastructure upgrades, and automated harvesters will be explained when you encounter them. The tutorial objectives at the top right will now be replaced by milestones, which I'm basically just going to follow. We recommend you mouse over these milestones to learn about some of these less obvious systems of the game. Completing these milestones will also award you with a small amount of old world scraps that you can use to activate ancient machinery. Remember, collect as many resources as you can refine before the drep overwhelm you, and leave before that happens. Make sure to balance between long-term buildings that you take with you and cheap short-term buildings that you abandon when you leave. Absolutely. Okay, so we need to have a working stoneworker, open the Dream Archives, and build a research lab. So Dream Archives are in here. This is just showing us kind of everything that we have access to currently. There's some production recipes in here, list of all of our buildings, upgrades, so on and so forth. Have a working stoneworker would be good. Yes. Power-wise, see, we're +8 now. Super nice. And we should probably work on building, I would say, more housing. Because next level is 60. So let's go ahead and place some of these down. Let's go like so. And I'll extend the rails out for this. And then send these inward. Everything else is kind of happening right now. I do need a stone worker, which means I actually need to find... Oh, maybe we've got it right here. Absolutely beautiful. We've got stone right close to our base. I believe it's technically called feather stone, as we've been seeing. While the city is landing, it will attract larger groups of derp that will attempt to destroy it. Derp raids are more keep calling them derps. Drep raids are more dangerous than those wandering around, and they attack in multiple waves. This is where the influence from something like They Are Billions is kind of happening. You can track the raid on the mini-map. You can already see it in the bottom right. Strongly advised to build some defenses, protect your buildings from the direction of the raid. Turrets provide extra firepower, but can't withstand too much damage, so be sure to put up some walls. Absolutely. Wooden turrets fire slowly, but they deal explosive area damage. They're well suited against clumped, weaker enemies, but you need to help them out to take out stronger ones. You can also move turrets around when reorganizing, but only so long as there's no active or approaching raid. Okay, so it looks like they're going to be coming right through here. And where are my buildings under attack right now? Where are they under attack? Oh, right here, this little guy. Yo, okay. Let's go into build mode here. Defense. Let's set up, we'll set up a gate first of all, so that we have access. Oh, we should do our Tesla tower here, first of all. Let's put that out here. That opens up access to this. We'll put our gate over here, and we'll do a wooden wall all the way across. And then let's put these facing this way. We'll do a couple of those. And that should keep us pretty good, I think. I don't know if enemies will just walk through here, if this counts as kind of a closed thing. But it's game on. They're coming in. And there's actually 2 waves, I see. It just split. So we'll have our first defense here. And then we'll work on setting up our stone and our research labs. Where are they? Oh, yeah. That's a nice little choke point, actually. We could even extend this just a block right here, presuming that they're both going to come from the same area. Oh, there's another... Oh, I don't know if I should have activated that, because that's not part of the raid, but... Seems fine. Now, is there a way to repair these things? That's a question I'm interested in answering. And by these things, I mean the walls. Beautiful. As expected, we should have a pretty successful first wave, but I'm going to go ahead and bonk down these things. And then let's set up a gatherer here, a featherstone miner on this one. And then we'll run some rails when we come back. Guys, thank you so much for watching. This is really cool. I'm digging it. I don't know how long it will be. I don't know how things will work in the future, like how we're going to take off. I'm excited to figure that all out with you guys. But yeah, highly suggest you check this out. I'll have links down below if you're interested. And thanks so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.